live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa on Wealth Wednesday. It's all about feeling good, raising our consciousness so we can get in high vibes,
Yes.
we can manifest a lot of wealth. So today we have the music group in the house. We're going to raise our consciousness with some great vibes. How are you guys?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Clearly you are in total alignment with what we do here at Good Morning LaLa. But I'm wondering for each of you, what put this mission on your heart and how did you come together as a group?
I started the business about 2012 when I really had an awakening. I've been in and out of the music business since I was little, but just really came into my own about awakening and really, contributing a positive message to the planet. While doing that, I met these fine gentlemen and heard their music. You got conscious hip hop, you got global yoga music. And I was like, you guys are right in alignment. We all, became brothers, and it's been an adventure.
Tell everybody your first and last name just so everyone
Mark
can...
DeVoe,
Yep,
the manager of Buddha Music Group.
Kiyoshi Shelton, Dave Kemp.
Yep. Dave, we've been friends for years on
Yes,
social media.
absolutely.
I just realized right here and right now.
Oh, wow.
It's great to
Divine timing.
That's right, of course.
Facebook.
Not real unless it happens on social media.
Exactly.
That's
Sure.
Yeah.
So what prompted each of your journeys to conscious music? Why conscious music, and when did that start for you guys?
Well, for me personally, I grew up in a musical family. My father was a music teacher for many years. Also grew up in the church, so it was like I started out rapping and writing poetry about the message of Christ and God, and so really inspirational messages. At the same time, I grew up listening to a lot of underground hip hop, so it was very socially conscious driven. So just incorporating a lot of the foundational themes of bringing people together in social rights and justice, and helping people get inspired to live a better life. It was always a part of the messages in my music. So,
Right. Yeah.
Who were some of your influences when you were young?
The Roots, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Common, Saul Williams, amongst many others.
What about you?
Well, I was classically trained on the piano growing up, and similar story. I have a mother that taught me piano as a child, and I recognized how healing it was if I was having my emotional up and down to just sit at a piano. And my piano teacher told me at a young age, I just started composing and improvising, and it was fantastic because then that led me, when I had my awakening through yoga, that I began to design music specifically for meditation and yoga, of course, and the movement and the breath and how we can get present in our body and just breathe.
Tell us about the megahertz and the different vibrations that resonate and what the intention behind them.
Yeah, well, I design music and so does Kiyoshi along with our chakras and our energy centers. And I feel that in general, it can tap you into whatever you're feeling. If you want to have that groundedness, then you can listen to our root chakra song, and later we'll perform ethereal, which is the crown chakra. And so it's
like different megahertz and frequencies. Yeah.
So for those people who are watching now, they might not have ever even heard the term chakra. And they're thinking ethereal crown chakra. I mean,
What does that mean?
Yeah.
We're in LA, come on.
It might be common terms here in La La Land, but how would you describe that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we're from the Midwest. He's from Michigan. I'm from Iowa.
Michigan
You're
girl.
from Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Midwest.
Yeah, and what we would say is there's pathways for us when we have these emotions and feelings in our body, and there's times when you're all in your head. We could even just go as simple as saying sometimes you're feeling something in your heart, sometimes you're really mental about something, and we like to bridge that gap and that distance. And the chakras also, when it comes to how we express ourselves and how we can go from the root up to the crown, I think in layman's terms, it's just a way to feel embodied and to be clear on who you are.
We're always like, you're so in root chakra right now. So what are you gonna play for us?
This is a track that is called Ethereal, and it was co-produced with a dear friend of ours, Ann Tyler. She's a yoga instructor, and Kiyoshi and I both have our 200-hour teacher training, and so this is the crown chakra.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do it.
There we go.
It's called a mantra. You want to sing along? Asato Masa Gamaya Tomasomajo stir gamaya. Ritimam litam gamaya.
So what does the mantra mean?
It's about being tapped into the divine within and to go to that ethereal realm, from the material to the ethereal.
Oh yeah. And then come back to the material. That's where I'm at, baby.
Mother universe, raised from the summer wind through the earth, feeling as light as a feather, forever surrender. We treasure what's to occur. The spirit within, a miraculous gift, synchronistic with permission to live. Freely I fly, way beyond all time. Feeling the essence of love, seeing these blessings ascending above. I said, "Oh my side, Gamaya, Kamasomajo, dear Gamaya."
Yeah.
Oh, those
Love
are some
that.
serious vibes.
I'm loving
combo.
that.
Thank you.
Yes, you guys just vibe like together. It's amazing, incredible. How do you guys meet?
We met about 8 years ago in the Encinitas tribe.
Yeah.
And anyone
Yeah.
who doesn't know, Encinitas is a part of San Diego County where a lot of people that are into yoga and healers,
That's where
visionaries.
Yogananda's place?
Yogananda brought it to the Western world.
It's like quintessential California.
Totally.
Like,
Completely.
Right.
And the day we met, we were in the studio and we actually wrote a song together. And this
Yeah.
song will be on the third album that I'm launching called Radiant Energy. And we're doing a big show, 11/11 at the World Beach Center in San
Of course
Diego.
you are. Of course you are.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us about the significance of 11/11.
11/11. So in the conscious spiritual community, it's there's a lot of people really embrace a lot of numerology. So there's different numbers like 444, 555, 11/11, which is supposedly a transformational gateway to. It's like a sync. How would you explain this?
It's like ascension,
It's like
it's alignment,
ascension. It's
Yeah,
like
to the
you're on the right
massive
path. It's
number.
like
Yeah.
if you see 11/11 a lot, it's like you're on the right path.
alignment.
I
It's
see
like
that
magic
all
all
the
the time.
time. All the time when I was growing up, you walk past the microwave, 11/11.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
stay out the oven, 11/11. You know?
That's fantastic. I wonder. I think a lot of what I love about you guys, first of all, that you're just so talented. And you're also so heart-centered. But in addition to that, you're like really pre-paving the way for other folks that want to do conscious music.
Right.
Right. And I know a lot of people struggle with that because they want to do conscious music, but they're concerned they won't be able to reach the masses in the way they could if they just did something different.
Yeah.
So what's that journey been like for you guys to sort of step out in faith and trust and do the conscious music that you love and you feel like could help heal the world?
There's definitely a shift happening in the world, and as I mentioned, I was a former Marine, disabled former Marine, and if it wasn't for these guys, if it wasn't for Dave, he's actually helped me put me on the path of plant-powered living and eating plant-based. Seeing that and opening that up and seeing that transformation, not just with health, but with the community and the consciousness around music, it really helps. So we do a lot of things that help veterans. We do a lot of things that you can even see it in the military now with all the therapies going on with PTSD, and we're really conscious to that. And the only way we can really transform the planet is to start with the music, start with the vibration, and start with the young kids. And Dave being a teacher, Kiyoshi being a rap coach, doing all those things, they're bringing that not just to the world, but they're bringing it to the children as well.
I'm so grateful for the work you're doing, especially with the veterans and around PTSD. But how do you kind of intro this community who might think, ooh, consciousness, spirituality, might be the Marines, it might be the Midwesterners. I mean, for some people, it's a very new experience and it might make them uncomfortable.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I explain it because I'm back east, Sicilian, Catholic born. This is how you live your life, and that's it. Stay in this box, and that's it. So for me, to be able to show somebody that by getting them to an event, just get them to an event. It's really what I call like the soft costs. They come to an event, they maybe had a stressful day at work, and then they go home and maybe tuck their daughter in a little tighter, or give their wife a kiss, or and things that you don't see. And all of a sudden, and I've heard it time and time again from Marine and from other people that are not in that space, that it's amazing. And it's like, and it's coming to one of our events or listening to one of their albums, it's broken them open or just a little bit. And that's all they need to be, is broken open a little bit. And then they kind of start to see that light and they say, what, maybe I will go to yoga. Maybe I will, go start eating healthier, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Love that.
Thank you so much. Please tell
Thank
everyone
you.
where they can get your music.
Yeah, it's BuddhaMusicGroup.com, a brand new, fresh website that's up and running.
Yes.
Has all the stuff on there, and our Instagram, and as well as DTOmusic.com and KyoshiMusic.com.
Love that.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Appreciate
We
it.
are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes. And play us out, Buddha Group.
We're waking up the world together. Have a beautiful day, you guys.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Permission to live. Freely I fly. Way beyond time. Feeling the essence of love.